Being here and welcome to the West Indies' first official press conference of the ICC World Cup Qualifiers 2023. As promised, we have head coach Darren Sammy available to speak with you. And as we don't have that many journalists in the room, I'm just going to allow you guys to ask questions freely. Max, you can proceed.
Darren, your first ICC event as West Indies coach, how are you feeling compared to when you were a player?
I guess it's the same. You know, you want to go in a tournament and start really well. But I think my guys, the way we've prepared, what I've seen, we're ready to take on the challenges the other teams bring forward to us. And it's about focusing on us and executing the plans that we have put in place. And so far, I could see massive steps being taken in that direction.
What's the style of cricket that you're looking to?
Yeah, obviously we're trying to build an identity, you know, having that positive mindset, you know, looking to throw the first punch. You know, for a while over the last 4 years we've been, you know, reactive. Obviously the key for us is we have this term where we use AD, which means assess, decide, deliver, you know, and that's basically a simple way of going about it, you know, playing the situation, you know, and building good habits of about how we go about playing the cricket, you know, guys taking responsibility. Like before I took this job, and a while after getting this job, I spoke about the challenges that it brought, but also the excitement, looking at the caliber of players I have, and if we could develop a structure that could allow us to be consistent, we will see results. So I'm excited about that.
And does the 9 a.m. start affect the tactics, you know, in terms of the thinking?
Well, we prepared for it. You know, we've played 2 warm-up games. We see, you know, the threats that comes with the 9 a.m. start. So we understand that. It's about, again, assessing the conditions, you know, controlling the things that are within our control. The toss is 50-50, you know, but in case we don't get to win the toss, we have to adjust and adapt to what is in front of us. And, you know, so far, the challenge will be there for all teams, you know, and about who adjusts or adapt quicker to the early challenges, most of the times should win the game.
West Indies obviously close neighbours with USA, and there's a bit of connection there within the two teams. You've got them as a first opponent. How familiar are you with their players, and then have you had to do a bit of research on some of the guys who are less familiar with?
Oh, well, that's why we got Avinash here. You know, he's really good at his job, and we've prepared. You know, like I tell the guys, the best chance of performance is in the preparation. You know, and we've prepared really well. But like I said, it's more focusing on the things that we have to do, because some of the things that we have to do, whether you're here or in Australia or Zimbabwe, it doesn't change. You know, it's being consistent, and once you do that, you will challenge teams, and we are aware of the threat that they pose in different areas, and we just have to make sure we counteract that and not let that threat overshadow our performances.
And have you had to do anything mentally, considering that you guys have, you know, got the reputation, 2-time World Cup winners, playing emerging teams? Everyone expects you to go through. Is there any particular approach that you've got to have there?
Obviously, they will have some a little bit of pressure, but like you understand, like we understood coming here, every team wants to qualify. You know, you got 10 teams and 2 spots available. It's about who wants it most. You know, and for us, it's one game at a time. The focus solely on tomorrow is USA, not looking far ahead, but USA, what they bring, like I said earlier, the challenges they bring to us, and make sure we don't let that get the better of us.
Coach, a couple from me. Firstly, amount of your experience at the playing level. A tournament like this, which is almost a virtual must-win, what would you say is the key ingredient and mindset you need to have in a tournament with this nature?
Well, first of all, away from the cricket, you must believe you could win, you know, and understanding what it takes, what is required for you to win. Some of the simple things, you know, whether it be batting and bowling, you know, you got to go out and put performances, understanding who you coming across. And but Shea, the captain, is very big on the mindset. And I'm also a big believer in that. You come out with the positive attitude, and that does not mean going and looking for boundaries or anything like that. It's just in your whole approach. By the way we walk outside there, the opposition should know we mean business. And again, is understanding what's required, not thinking too far ahead, one ball at a time, one power play at a time, and understanding and believing and committing to the execution. And that would be the key for us, how well we execute the plans that we have put together for the different teams.
You mentioned throwing the first punch, and in the first 10 overs, they look at that UAE series, and when Sheho got the captaincy earlier this year, he elevated Brandon King and now Kyle Mears, the two T20 openers, to the top. What is the strategy in that first power play? Because there's been a clear intent, added intent to go a bit harder.
Yeah, that word you use, intent. All we're looking at is intent to score. And that means throwing the first punch. You know, we're not asking guys to go and play a shorter ball, but we're more focused on scoring opportunities than scoring boundaries. There's a massive difference. Scoring, looking to score off every ball, looking for scoring opportunities means that you are looking to rotate the strike. You know, we've identified some of the areas from a batting point of view where we could improve. And once we improve certain areas in our batting, in the different phases of the game, we could make strides, moving from point A to B. Even though we're looking to get to Z, you got to go through A and B. So it's understanding what's required. And Kyle Mears and Brandon King, you know, and I think just even before getting this job, watching some of the changes that were made with Shea moving down to number 4, stabilize our batting, our middle. It allows Kyle and King to go out and express themselves. And for me, it's trying to create a scenario or roles that are best suited for the individuals we are asking to play that role. And that would be key for us.
We saw an unfortunate injury to Gudike Shimoti, and the selectors have opted to get Johnson Charles here from the UAE series. What impressed you about him and his style in 50-over cricket?
I think he's matured a lot over the years. If you notice, you know, when the time he's come back into the West Indies team, obviously started with the T20 series, but the manner in which he scored his runs over the last 3 years, whether it be in the CPL or in the different leagues he's played, you could see he's a much mature batsman. You saw him played in South Africa, and from all aspects, speaking to the analysts, speaking to the other coaches, speaking to the teammates, the attention to detail and breaking down batting, you know, it comes with maturity. And it's an unfortunate thing for us. Our players tend to mature a little later than others, I guess, because of the system we have, but all that is things we are looking to change. And when you look at the combination of the squad coming here, obviously I inherited the squad, and being able to show or convince the guys that once, my belief is once you have an 11, the bench must be as balanced as the 11. And Johnson Charles coming in, looking at the challenges that Zimbabwe, the conditions was going to post. You know, I think he was the best candidate for the job at that time.
There's no more if possible. One thing I noticed in this UAE series as well, I saw on social media, Cricket West Indies social media, you've done new things, like for example, you're presenting a match ball to one player at the end of each game. I see you have some team building exercises. How important is that for you as a coach?
It's very important. You know, in order for us to create an identity, we need to have a culture. One, cricket is not an individual game. It's a team game, and the more you could have guys understanding, you know, what's required, getting to know each other, showing the appreciation of what they've done. I think the skipper said something which I think sums it all well. We don't play for the milestones, but we will celebrate them. You know, so you take out the selfish behavior or the intent in players, but have them thinking about team. And I've always been a team player. My success have always been around building teams, you know, building that camaraderie, building that team spirit, so that when we're out there on the cricket field, it's one for all, you know, and all for one.
Okay, Coach, just one now for me. What are thoughts on the ODI format? Some certain quarters in cricket seem to think that it's a dying format.
It's a dying format?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, ideally would not want to be playing a qualifiers to play in a World Cup, but you will ask any sportsman, whether it be cricket, football, a World Cup, representing your country in the World Cup is the highest honor. You know, you saw football, Messi, with all the great things he's done, winning a World Cup for Argentina. I'm sure with all the Ballon d'Ors he's gotten, that one was the most cherished one. So ODI cricket, ODI format, it creates opportunities for guys to go out and showcase and entertain the world. Maybe some new elements could be added to make it more entertaining, more exciting, because obviously the truth is the T20 format is here to stay. But no, I don't think I would say it's dying. All the formats have its place in world cricket, and it's about us who go out and play. Well, not me anymore, but the guys who go out and play, create that entertainment so that the fans could enjoy and continue enjoying the game.